Well, good afternoon, friends. Are you ready for our weekly Lenormand reading? This is for the week of March 31st, the last day of March. Oh, I'm so anxious for April 12th to get here, though. That's when it's full steam ahead. All the planets will be moving forward. So we're still experiencing a little bit of Venus in retrograde. But yesterday there was a storm that came through, and after the storm, there was the most beautiful sunset I think I've ever seen on Lobdell Lake here in Linden, Michigan. So I just wanted to touch base with you before I, get on with the day. So here we go. First card out is what Spirit would like to speak with us about. First card out are those mice again. Which, I can't, I mean, you can't make this up because I kind of feel like I felt that beforehand. Only because the energies just seem to, be, a little on the anxiety niggles, little issues that need to be maybe addressed. And mice was kind of my topic of conversation this morning. So the second card out is the ship, and then the tree, and then the key, and then the cavalier or the rider, and then we have the flowers, and then we have the cross, and then we have the sun, and then we have the lady, which pretty much depicts what I just said. But I do feel there's a little bit of nervous energy in the air, but it is also exciting. That's your butterfly feel, okay? Especially with the sun there, okay? The cross, that's your karmic destined, uh it would be like the things that you must do, but it's also that's kind of putting you on that karmic path, which before that is the cavalier. So that's healing energy, that's recovery energy, that's success energy. So it just has that springtime feel to it. The tree being there, that's another kind of a wish fulfillment type of a card. Things are starting to open up, and hopefully some of the leaves will start opening up too. So when those trees still look bare, that has that that energy of things are starting to come out of hibernation, and then also like maybe the ground is defrosting, or loosening up. Things are just starting to free up, feel to it, okay? So let's see what else we have. We have the anchor, the stork, the bear, the mountain, the fox, the house, the heart, the whip, and the man. Okay, I see competition again. A competition, but also, that work feel to it, finances feel to it. But when the fox and the bear are together, that kind of feels partnership energy. And the whip is that maybe determination, you know, buckling down feel to it with the anchor. The mountain, that can create a little bit of a delay and challenge, but it's also that higher perspective feel with the stork. Change is definitely part of this, okay? Things that bring you passion, creativity, in the work environment, that's always nice to see, because we all are maybe at a job possibly that seems a little maybe not as rewarding as we like it to be. But if you can work with people you enjoy working with, doing the things that you enjoy doing, that is going to improve your quality of life, okay? um, there is the whip and the stork that can have a little feel of false start, but not in the position that it's in. I still feel that just it could be fast change, okay? Let's see what else though. We've got the snake, the letter, the moon, the tower, the birds, the book, the ring, the clouds, the dog. That has a feel of talks of higher intellect, okay? So they're emotional too, softer energies, but conversations with friends, okay? And then we've got the fish, we've got the garden, we've got the crossroads, we've got the stars, we've got the clover, we've got the lily, the coffin, the child, and the scythe. So not more change I see. And then lifestyle is highlighted too, but also the coffin. So the coffin is that, that period of rest, being away, taking it easy a little bit more, but it kind of has that day off feel to it. The crossroads, that's choices that we can make, different avenues that we can take. And I do see a little bit of maybe dodging a bullet, or possibly with the fish there. I just feel like that's kind of that abundance feel. Maybe just taking a break and not being attached to any certain outcomes. Okay, going with the flow feel. Okay, so let's see. I do see a new change though, for sure. And it's, when you're on the road, those roads, that pathway, that, those are the choices we make. Maybe assess and see which direction is going to be more beneficial for you, that will bring blessing, okay? Because those clover in the middle, that's your blessings card. Kind of has that the world is your oyster feel to it too. Decide what you do want. what if you could do anything, if you could go anywhere, if you could spend your time with anyone, who would that be? What is your dream career? Are you following your passions? Okay. That first card out, though, those mice, I see there might be a little bit of a challenge at work right now. And I do see partnerships. They're highlighted in that whole center area there. So that could be a relationship, but that could also be people, coworkers that you work with. Surround yourself with people who are supportive and like-minded individuals. I do see a risk taker here, but somebody that is really good with their finances. And I do see a breaking of a shackle. So maybe that's, things are starting to break free. We're getting things done that require our attention. Yeah, but I do see the mice and the snake. The mice and the snake, those are very challenging cards. And there's no sun in that portrait. There's the fox. So those are your, sly, slick, maybe a little bit of, I don't know. I just feel like, there could be a little bit of gossip because the birds are there. But challenging conversations too, but also maybe avoiding conversations, okay? There is spiritual protection here, so, I feel like, you have people on your side, okay? Feel to it. But a trip cut short, or a change of direction, or a change of plans, a little bit of a mystery involved, where work is concerned. It could be, people who make decisions in your work. There's knowledge there that maybe it hasn't been brought forth yet. And then I do see the end of the week, or closer to the end of the week, there's going to be an involvement with, where people kind of come together and congregate. So, maybe your weekend plans. But, I feel like, maybe a little bit of rest, relaxation is also in order there, okay? It still hasn't been figured out, so that book kind of can give that message too. See, what else do I see? Yeah, I see some. Yeah, dust needs to settle. It could be weather related too, okay? Hard work is paying off, and big success, leveling up, and then wish fulfillment. Career is in focus, so that's always nice to see. But partnerships, they play a role in, communication, um, learning, obviously, research. Um, I feel like that was in last week too. And then, but significant, or possibly um, someone at the top promotes this. Okay, so we've got maybe talks are kind of in the center here. Maybe we've got some motivational type of speaking going on. Um, Little faster paced energy too, and things are breaking free. Um, yeah, but I still see that there are concerns and worries and maybe a little bit of guilt or a little bit of regret too. But I see apology or appreciation as well in that mix. So maybe reassess, some relationships and see where you can work things out. Okay. I feel like, there's there's their side of the story, their side of the story, and then there's the truth somewhere in the middle. So, have some talks that might help. Okay, in whatever area that might fall in. Okay, because there's your work, there's your career, there's your friendship base, there's your relationship. There's things that can be a little heavy right now. Okay, so communication is key. Let's see what else. Yeah, I see maybe a new town or a new um, or it could be a distant past too, um, a deep past possibly, or a no, I don't know about deep, but um, the stagnant, stuck, delay, challenge feel to it, but it is like a town or maybe a country further away. Okay, and then yeah, I see kind of like things are a little heavy there, and emotion it does can be some challenging emotions there. So I don't know what that means really, but it could be out in nature. Um, you know, I do see a little bit of safeguarding. Just maybe you know um, handle things with more kid glove because the child is there. Um, yeah, there's but there's the pathway is leads to wish fulfillment. So don't have any regrets over your past. Maybe it's what else it's saying. It's making us who we are today. Sure, if we could do it all over again, there might be a few things that we would tweak, but overall, we would not change anything. So I do see either being away or an ending, coming up. And me personally, I feel, I can relate that with losing my mic because that is this week coming up. His birthday is April 3rd, so is my mother's. So that's probably where the bear is concerned, and that feeling of missing and passing. But the conclusion, get out with friends. Your lifestyle should not be too quiet. Those are our messages. I think are you know we're making progress, and spring is right around the corner here. So I do see maybe a lucky break too. I like to see that. Um, that snake in the flowers. That is you know that's that essence kind of a feel to it. That maybe perfume kind of a smell. it's starting to smell like spring, and we're starting to see the first signs of spring with the birds in the center. Your robins. I saw a cardinal this morning. Um, wildlife will be scurrying even more now. So yeah, I feel that there's some emotions that are significant that maybe the sun has a lot to do with the emotion, but the sun and the moon is loving relationships coming out of friendships, possibly even out of other involvements. um, the moon and the sun, that eclipse energy we just experienced, there's big changes I think are happening. Some can be a little more challenging than others, but I do see blessings and recovery and maybe a little bit of a surprise or a mystery. Um, you know, Sometimes the things that even out of bad, obviously, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, that feel to it, but we just don't want it to be a train. All right, folks. Well, I hope you have a blessed week. And if you would like a more personal reading, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to sit down with you. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye bye.